Good morning, everyone. Just want to first off start off by saying thank you to all of you for joining us today on this webinar. We're going to be looking. We're happy to have F&G on the line with us today. We've got Heidi Benson, one of the wholesalers over there, who's going to be diving into a couple of their very competitive products. We're going to be looking at the Flex Accumulator, which is their newest product they've rolled out. It is Heidi will get into all the nitty gritty with it, but it is essentially a accumulation play with a free death benefit rider. So really excited to have an option there for death benefit that has no cost. So she'll be talking about that today, as well as their Accumulator Plus, which is their probably I would have to say, and she'll probably verify, one of their top sellers as far as just straight accumulation. So really excited to have you all join us. Just a couple housekeeping things up front. Throughout the presentation, as Heidi's talking, if you do have any questions, just go ahead and type those into the box. I'll be monitoring those and we can get those answered as we go through the meeting today. And then I'm just going to start off by doing a few intro slides, a little bit of information on IAMS, and then I'll hand it over to Heidi. So for those of you who maybe have never spoke with me or I've never done any business with you personally, my name's Laura Johnson. I've been with IAMS total of 13, going on 14 years. Spent about 8 years over on the new business side, admin side, and then been on the sales team for almost 6 years now. So um, anytime you need help with any case design, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me. Me and my team will be happy to help you with that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get going here with some intro slides. Just going to talk about some of the incentive programs we've got available here at IAMS and a couple events we've got coming up that should be really beneficial for everybody. So just for those of you who maybe are brand new to IAMS or considering joining IAMS, we do have what we call our new producer bonus. Really great opportunity to just really kickstart your time with IAMS here and hopefully get some assistance on the marketing front. As you can see on the screen, we've got 5 different tiers: 100,000, 250, 500, 750, and a million. So essentially, you've got 6 months to qualify, 180 days to qualify for this. So with those first pieces of business you're writing here at IAMS, you qualify for one of these levels. Great opportunity, like I said, for us to kind of partner with you, get you some marketing assistance. We got a lot of agents who have had free seminars off of this, done radio shows with this. There's cash options. Really, the goal with this is, with those first pieces of business you place with us to jumpstart and help you increase revenue. If we can help you increase your business, that's helping us grow ours. So if you have been with IAMS for a year or so and you never cashed out your new producer bonus, give your marketer here a call. Let them know you heard about it on the webinar today and see if you did qualify within that 6 months. And we can get that paid out to you. After your first 6 months or after you cash out your new producer bonus, we move you into what we call our marketing reimbursement program. Essentially, all the life and annuity business that you're writing here at IAMS is going to qualify you for marketing dollars. Just recurring, adding up those dollars. Then when you have some marketing expenses that come up, you can send those receipts in and we reimburse you. So as you can see, the bottom part of this slide talks about that program. 100,000 annuity gets you $100 marketing reimbursement that is on indexed. Unfortunately, MIGAs just don't have the commission there to be able to pay out marketing on it. And then for single premium life, which is a very big part of what we do here at IAMS, every 100,000 single premium equivalents to $200 of marketing reimbursement. And then for every 10,000 of life target premium is also equivalent to 200. So good way to earn some dollars. Let us partner with you on some of those marketing expenses. We also have a referred producer program. If you've been in the business any time, length of time, you know that referrals are important to you. That's what helps you grow, and that's what helps us grow as well. So if you're pleased with the services you're receiving here at IAMS, maybe have a colleague that you would like to refer over, get that name and number over to your marketer at IAMS, and when they do get contracted with IAMS, you're going to get $50. When they write their first piece of business, we'll get you $100. And then going forward, you're going to earn a little bit of a bonus on all the premium that they write. So as you can see, based on if it's index annuities, MIGAs, single premium life, or target premium, we'll be paying that out to you all as well. So good way just with these checks are written quarterly, I think they're probably Stephen Charles's favorite checks to write. That means that people are happy with the services here, and we always like those referrals and appreciate those. So, and it's just a good way to put some extra money in your pocket without taking on the liability of a downline agency. So if you got someone you're thinking of, just get in touch with your marketer here at IAMS, refer it over, and we'll get them taken care of. Here at IAMS, it's part of our name, insurance agency marketing service, and service is our number one goal. I mean, when we're looking at all the IMOs in the industry, we're not looking to be the biggest out there. We're just looking to be number one when it comes to serving you. That includes picking up the phone every time you call. If you've called IAMS before, you know you get a live person every time you call. Um, we don't have any voicemail. We're kind of old school on that, which is really a nice touch. And if you ask our top 50 agents why they still do business, that'll be one thing with IAMS. That's one thing they will mention to you is that we're always here. We're always picking up the phone. We really want to help you from A to Z on everything. That's going to be from case design to helping you with the contracting. Amber and her team, both on the life and the annuity side, do a phenomenal job scrubbing applications, following up on business every 3 to 5 days till you get your commission. Really, we're just trying to make it easy for you to do business. And if we can help you take some of that back office support and do some of that for you, many of you probably don't have assistants that are able to do that for you. If we can kind of play that role, that keeps you in the field doing what you do best. We do have paperless contracting as well, so easy to get going with us. If you're on SuranceBay, it makes it super easy. You just need to get registered on our SuranceBay link, and we can get you up and running with very little hassle. So really, again, the goal with working with IAMS is making it easier for you to do business. We're really excited to partner with Firelight. We do have Firelight platform now available on our website. I'm going to fast forward to the next screen here. As you can see, majority of the annuity carriers are on Firelight now, which makes it really simple. A single sign-on to our website will give you the capability to write e-applications on the annuity side with all these different carriers. Instead of having to go out to each different website every time you want to put an app in, know that you can go to our website, and on our website, not only do we have Firelight, but we also have IGO eApp and Connect for Medicare. So we can do life, annuity, Medicare, all on our website, single sign-on. So if you aren't signed up for Firelight, I'd encourage you to get that done. The nice thing about doing it on our website is then once you submit it, it actually comes to our office first. So we can kind of scrub it, make sure you didn't miss anything, and then help get it submitted to the home office. Part of what we do here at IAMS, what we're excited to do is, again, helping you grow your business. We think that's very important, and we've got a very solid creative team who can do anything on the marketing front for you. I mean, if you're looking to starting out in the business, you need a logo design, business cards designed. That's where we want to start. Then once we've got that, maybe we're looking at a website, or you're looking to do maybe some drip email campaigns or a postcard mailing or anything like that. We have the capability to do that here in-house. I don't know if you've ever had to pay for a freelancer, but they're not cheap. And so being able to do that customized work here in our office, we think is very valuable for our agents. So if there's something you're looking to get done, give your marketer at IAMS a call, kind of put together a plan, and then we can get that over to the creative team and start executing that for you. The nice thing also is, if you're doing your business with IAMS and you've got the marketing dollars, that just kind of pays for itself. Otherwise, like I say, their services aren't free, but there's no cost if you're doing your business at IAMS. That's what we want to do for our agents. So if you got something you're working on or an idea or something you want to bounce off someone, give us a call. Let us help you get that taken care of. If you haven't been out to our website, you can see it there on the screen, www.imsinc.com. A lot of great resources out here. I mean, everything from you have access to Annuity Rate Watch, to IGO, all the eApp solutions. We've got term quoting out there. One of my favorite things is under the support tab. We actually have our sales resource library out there, and this is a library of resources just for you all. There's a whole file out there of client presentations. So maybe you're talking with a client, and they will say, well, what's a fixed indexed annuity? What's a cap? What's the spread? Well, out on the resource library, there's a whole document of everything you need to know about index annuities. It'll talk about everything. The nice thing is all those documents out on that library can be customized. We can put your logo, your name on it. So really a great opportunity to have a lot of resources. I use it all the time for financial calculators. Also, there's a lot of great fact finders out there. Was working with someone yesterday and they needed a fact finder for more of like an estate planning. Well, we went out to the resource library. We had about 5 different options out there. So really some great materials. If you haven't been through the website, need someone to kind of guide you through it, give me a call, give your marketer a call. We'd love to take some time out and make sure you know where to find everything on our website. For those of you who don't know, we also do have an RIA here in the office, IAMS Wealth Management. Couple, 4 or 5 years ago now, when the first round of DOL came out, Stephen Charles said it's time, and we kind of pulled the trigger and jumped in to the wealth management side. Really excited. Really have seen some amazing growth over on that side. A couple things I will mention with that is not only are we there for those who have their 65, 66, your CFP, you can get registered, but we also want to be a resource for our agents who maybe aren't are coasting toward retirement, but maybe need an outlet if a client is looking for some security vehicle versus an annuity. We do have a client relationship team as well who can handle those clients for you, manage those clients for you. And then if you're not looking to get your license. So know that we do have outlets both on the helping you get registered. Maybe you're looking to take your exam, or maybe if you just need an outlet to refer someone over, knowing that the business is staying with IAMS, staying with you, and you don't have another advisor in there trying to take your business. So a lot of great things happening over there. If you have any questions, just give us a call. Let us know you want to talk to the wealth management team, and we can get you transferred over to them. Something really exciting got coming up next week. We are doing a virtual kickoff meeting. Many of you, if you've been around for a while with us, we usually do live trainings and fly a bunch of people out and be able to do some face-to-face training. But unfortunately, due to the lovely virus, we are not allowed to do that at this time. So what we've decided to do this year is do a virtual kickoff meeting. It's going to be next week, January 20th through the 22nd. I know that's a lot of days to commit to. It is only from 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. each day. As you can see, we've got a lot of great speakers lined up, and these are just a few of them. We got Gary Woodland. He's our celebrity speaker, professional golfer. But then we've got Moshi, Linus, Jack Marion. We just put another one on the schedule yesterday. Elias from Barclays. Going to have everything from market updates, DOL updates. We've got some advanced underwriting people going to be giving some life insurance concepts. Really, it's going to be a great event. The nice thing is, since it is all virtual, we are going to be able to record the whole event. So if you are registered and you can't make a meeting, you'll be able to log in and go see those meetings following for weeks, months following the actual event. So it's really important you get signed up. We're going to have a lot of great giveaways as well. I know about 5 or 6 different lead vendors that are going to be raffling off some lead packages, anything from a 6,000 postcard mailing to 5 preset appointments to there's just a whole lineup of things going to be handed out. So really excited about the event. If you are not registered, give me a call after the meeting. We'll get you out the registration link. One thing I will mention, we're having some people kind of mishap on this, is there's 2 parts to the registration. So when we do send you the link, you not only have to create an account on this website for the event, but once you've done that, then you need to register. So it is 2-part. But again, give me a call after the meeting. Give any of your the marketers here at IAMS a call. Tell them you heard about the event. You need to get registered. We can get you up and running. But should be a really great event. One other thing, just we're really trying to grow on the social media side as well. So don't be afraid to find us on Facebook, LinkedIn. We've got a lot of great material going out through both channels. So make sure you go out, follow us, like us. It's another great way to get a lot of information. We're always posting stuff out there for you all. And with that, now, like I mentioned, we do have Heidi Benson with us. She is with F&G, and I'm handing her over the control now, and she's going to be talking to you about some of their products. So with that, Heidi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. Let me get my screen here shared and I will get the presentation up and going. Everybody see that okay? See that, Laura?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're good.
Perfect. So again, Heidi Benson, Senior Internal Wholesaler here with F&G. Today we are going to talk about our two products on the accumulation side, the baseline Accumulator Plus. You are correct. It is not only one of our top selling accumulation products, it is our top selling product of 2020. We don't have full 2020 numbers in yet, obviously, being just the beginning of the year here still, but we do know that that was our top selling product. We've been building a lot of accumulation products off of this accumulator product because it is such a strong story. There's no fees, no bonuses, nothing on it. It's just straight sheer accumulation. And as Laura said, that we have just launched our Flex Accumulator. That was launched in July of last year. And we really wanted to add on to the accumulation story of not only the free death benefit rider that she spoke about, but we also have early predictable liquidity on it. And I will get more into that. And again, we're going to keep this pretty high level, just kind of give you a taste of what these two products do, just for time's sake. And then obviously, if you guys have questions, if you need scenarios run, contact IAMS, work with your marketer from that perspective. Always feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you, with the case design as well. So just a little overview about F&G. These are 2019 numbers because we are still updating 2020 numbers, but we will actually be finishing ahead of that 3.9. So we will be up from 2019. It's pretty exciting considering the year that we had. But 2019 numbers, we ended at 3.9 billion in annuity sales. And that was both, that was strictly just FIA. That does not include our MIGA sales. And then we were up 16% from the prior year. And again, we're going to be up again here from this 2020, which is really exciting. We were just upgraded to A- with AM Best. We are actually tracking towards a positive outlook and potential A upgrade, just simply with our new ownership. For those of you that don't know, we were previously publicly traded. We are now owned by Fidelity National Financial, so still have Fidelity in it. Also known as F&F, which is a title insurance company. Nothing really changed for us. We still have the same leadership, the same CEO, same structure. Basically, they just saw an opportunity that we were a good partner with them in the sense that we do really well in high interest rate, they do really well in low interest rate, and we're a good compatible partnership. So by them purchasing us, they definitely gave us a good financial stability, more than what we already had, which increased our rating. And then also we like to make sure that everybody knows how strategic we are in the sense where we collaborate with the top names in the industry. So Barclays, Blackstone, BlackRock, you don't have to be a B in order to partner with us, but those are some of the three top names that we do partner with, whether it's maintaining our finances with Blackstone and managing our assets. But then we also have partnered with BlackRock and Barclays, as you guys will learn about on here, with certain indexes within our products. So again, we like to be significant, strong, and strategic within that sense of the industry. Again, just another slide of what we're looking at from a ratings perspective. A- with AM Best, A- with S&P, A- with Fitch, and then Moody's, you've got your Baa1 rating. So again, outlook stable, probably looking to increase our rating here in the near future, which is really exciting for us. So before we jump into the two main products, just a quick product overview. I really like this piece because it kind of encompasses and breaks down specifically where our product fits in the mix in the industry. So you can see here the wealth accumulation. We're going to talk about the Accumulator Plus here. We launched the Power Accumulator back in October of 2019, which is a build off of this particular product. Again, same baseline product. We actually just discontinued this product. This does need to be updated. And then we also need to add the Flex Accumulator on it. And then we do have bonus annuities with income riders on it. And then also good death benefits with potential, bonuses and income riders as well. So we won't get into those today, but did want to show you that we do have a wealth of product mix within our company. So we'll jump right into the Accumulator Plus. This is a 7 and 10-year duration. Obviously, you'll need to look at your state availability of what is available where, but we do have the 7 and 10-year option. It is accumulation driven, as I said, no fees. It's an FIA, it's got your zero floor principal protection. Your 7-year, you're looking at, we like to really highlight our Barclays Trailblazer Sectors 5 index, which I will get into more in-depthly here in these other slides, but just a high-level look. It is a 7-year, is at 110% par, so we are above 100%, and that is a no-fee index. And then we have our 10-year at 120% par. And what we really like to show in case in this index is that it is a 100% minimum participation rate. So regardless of what the market does, we contractually are obligated within this index to provide the client 100% of what it was. Right now we're above 100%, but we could not drop them. And that's a very compelling story. This does issue up to age 85. The surrender charge duration, as you can see, 7 years starts at 9%, 10 years starts at 12%. In standard states, 10% in light. And then, of course, our liquidity features within this. So if your client needs access to their account value, we have our home health care, nursing home, and terminal illness riders that are connected to it. So these are ADL based. So if your client cannot perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, they would need a physician's note letting them know when it occurred, and we would provide full liquidity to the contract for them based on this these type of riders. So again, these are in the policy. We can certainly go over them at another time, but do know that those are available to the client. Home health care, first and foremost, a lot of carriers don't have. They just have the nursing home and terminal illness. We do allow for the client to stay in their home and be able to provide that full liquidity access. Free partial withdrawals. So we allow up to 10% penalty-free withdrawals in year 2 and beyond on the accumulator product. When we get to the flex, you'll see that we actually allow it in year 1. So we did allow that earlier access to their money as needed. And then obviously upon death, it is full waiver of surrender and the full death benefit is provided. So here is the 7-year rates currently, as we discussed. You've got your 110% par with no fee. We do have a fee option of 1.25% that the client would pay, and they could get 150% of the actual index return. This is a 2-year index. Just want to keep that in mind. I don't think I said that at the beginning. We do not have a 1-year Barclays on this particular product. So it is 1.25 for the 2 years. You don't have to pay a 1.25 every year. It's basically that divided by 2 is what they would pay annually if they wanted to increase that participation rate. And then we have S&P options as well. Your declared rate on gain, which is basically a trigger index. If the S&P does better than 0, they automatically get these particular percentages. And again, they can buy those up. And again, here is the 10-year rates. Very similar. I won't go through them again just for time's sake. Here is a hypothetical based return. This is over the 10 years. Obviously, this is through 2019. We'll have a re-update of the illustration software once we get the 2020 rates in. But as you can see, with the Barclays Trailblazer Sectors 5, 2-year point to point, so this does not have the charge, so not the 1.25, but just strictly the regular index where you get the 120%, you will see that the average rate of return on this in the most recent years, and it's actually the high, is 8.2%. Now, generally, a lot of agents are like, I don't want to look at the high or the most recent. Obviously, we want to see what the low looks like because that's more realistic. Well, if you go to your client and say, well, the low was from 2009 to 2019, actually, I don't think that's correct. For some reason, that didn't get updated. You're going to see 5.5%. So if you went to your client and said, they're, in the worst years, you're getting 5.5. Are you comfortable with that? Most people would say, yeah, I am. So you can see that Barclays has had some really successful returns over the last few years. This index did launch in July of 2016. So we do have rate of return that we can show from a backdating perspective and real life return. So that is exciting for us that this has done so well. So that was the Accumulator Plus. Again, just to recap, it is our baseline accumulation product. All of our accumulation products have been built off of that product. No bonuses, no fees, straight, simple story. Your client puts their money into it and you watch it grow. So to build off that, I will go into the Flex Accumulator. And again, this product was built in mind where we actually went out to the field and asked, hey, what do you want to see within an accumulation story? Obviously, you have to go through pricing and actuary and everything from that perspective, but what are some key features that your client would want to see? And a lot of people said they don't want to pay fees. They don't want to pay, something for like an income rider, but death benefit's important. Early access to their money is important without paying a penalty. So we took all of that in mind and we created the F&G Flex Accumulator. So here are the product details. So it's got the baseline accumulation plus your benefits. So it's predictable liquidity in the fact that you can take 10% in the first year of your initial premium for the life of the contract. So it's not the account value at the time you take your 10% penalty free withdrawal like you would with the Accumulator Plus. This is 10% of the initial premium every year. So if you put in 200,000, you're getting 20,000 every year if you would like to. Obviously, as long as there is account value in the contract, that it's predictable. That's why we call it predictable liquidity. The client has that safe understanding that they are going to have this amount that is able to be taken out each year. No fee enhanced death benefit, which we will get into more in depthly as we get into the slides here. The minimum on this policy is $10,000, qualified or non-qualified. That is pretty general for most of our products. And then obviously we have our street comp starting at 6.5 for 0 to 70. There are diversification options, which we'll get into about our crediting. So we've got our S&P. We do have Barclays Trailblazer Sectors 5 on this product. And then we also wanted to throw in an index that really provides a lot more volatility for those clients that really want to see those high returns, but can diversify that with more subdued indexes such as the Barclays and the S&P. The issue ages are up to age 85. It is a 10-year surrender schedule, so this one does not have a 7-year like the Accumulator Plus, but it does have the 10-year duration. And then same exact liquidity options and access to the account value as I described on the Accumulator Plus.
Heidi, we did have one question in regards to some of the indexes.
Sure.
Someone asked if the S&P returns that you were showing included dividends, which I'm guessing they didn't, but I wanted to ask that. And then they also want to know where they can find or what goes into to make up the investment with Barclays Trailblazer.
Yeah. So I will actually get into that when I discuss the indexes. I'll show you the breakdown of what is physically in that. So I'll show that screen to you. And as far as the S&P, I don't believe that dividends are included within that since we're buying a stock option within that. But I can certainly take that as a follow-up and ask.
Perfect.
Okay. So again, features liquidity, 10% of initial premium beginning in the first year. So you're going to know your withdrawal amount, and the amount will remain unchanged for the life of the contract as long as there is account value. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, easy to explain to the client. And then again, 100% access to unexpected healthcare costs. This includes nursing home, terminal illness, and home health care. One thing I did mention in the first slide when I discussed this is that this is available also in California. So if any of you do business in California, I know sometimes it's hard to get these type of riders approved in that state. Ours is approved for nursing home, home health care, and terminal illness.
One thing I will mention since you are on the liquidity slide, this is something I run into a lot, and it's just a little sales idea as well. There's very few companies out there that can do 10% of initial premium. So if any of you are in the life insurance realm as well, sales idea one for this would be knowing that you know what you can take out of this. You put 100,000 in, you know you can take 10,000 out starting year one, and you can take that further for as long as there's money in the policy. So looking at maybe a 10 pay or something like that, to fund a life insurance policy, that you can take a set amount out every year for 10 years to fund that life insurance policy, and then we'll still have some money left over in the policy as well. So just a little sales idea along with that as well.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you. So to further into the enhanced death benefit, I'm going to keep it pretty high level, pretty simplistic. So there is no charge for this. This is just another enhanced item on the product. So the enhanced death benefit will, and you'll have to look at the ages here. So for 0 to 69, we will double the interest earned on the initial premium to the death benefit. So, and each year we're going to cap it at 10%, but basically it flows over. So I know it seems kind of confusing as I say that out loud, but on an illustration, it looks a lot cleaner and a lot simpler. So you have your initial, whatever the account value is, whatever interest you earned off of, Barclays, Morgan Stanley, S&P, whatever you choose, you get 200% of that added on top of your death benefit. So each year you're going to see that death benefit grow. For ages 70 plus, it's going to be 150%. Just from a pricing perspective, it has to be a little bit lower. So this is just kind of a diagram that shows if no interest is earned in a given year, your client's death benefit is still locked in, right? You're not going to see any decline to the death benefit. But if your client does see an interest gain, we're going to add 200% to that, and you're going to see it grow significantly. And it is up to 250% of the initial premium is how the cap of what we'll do on the enhanced death benefit. So I know I just threw a lot of percentage and a lot of numbers at you. Certainly we can run an illustration, we can talk through it and kind of show you, but there is 200% of the interest gained each year, caps at 10% each year. But let's say you had something at 15%. You carry it over to the next year, that extra 5 will still be there for you if you don't obtain that 10%. So there is that carryover. I do find that sometimes the slide and understanding of it can get a little finicky. So certainly if you have questions, issues with it, or want to know more about it, we can certainly talk offline about it later on. So I will hop into the indexes since we had some question on those. So we do have an exclusive Morgan Stanley Dynamic Rotator Index on this, and also the Barclays Trailblazer Sectors 5, which is on our other accumulation product. Here is the options for them. So Morgan Stanley, there is a 1-year and a 2-year, which again is pretty enticing that you can diversify within that. I've actually seen a lot of people use both the 1 and the 2-year and split it 50-50 or whatever allocation they want to put it to. And then we have our 2-year again of the Barclays. There is no 1-year option on that. And then we have our S&P options, which is the 1-year monthly point to point, 1-year annual point to point, and then one that is the participation rate versus the cap on the annual point to point. And anything that has with a fee on it, it is 1.25%, like the Barclays was with the buyout. So to quickly kind of jump into the Barclays and Morgan Stanley, they're both based off of the Harry Markowitz theory, the father of modern portfolio theory, which is basically don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification, diversification. I think he won the Nobel Peace Prize for this. It's all about optimum return, what type of changes within the particular ETFs or equities or bonds or whatever you're investing into, it keeps it level and stable. Now, there's just different volatility within each of these indexes. So the Barclays is a 5% volatility, while the Morgan Stanley is a 20% volatility. So you can see where there's such a large jump here of why you would see the Morgan Stanley as more of the home run hitter. So if you guys like baseball, you'll understand the reference of that you're either going to strike out with the Morgan Stanley or you're going to hit a home run and you're going to see an awesome return with it. The Barclays, on the other hand, is going to be more of your doubles and triples. Like you're going to see pretty consistent hitting on the Barclays. You're just not going to see the high returns like you would see with the Morgan Stanley. So this is kind of a good illustration for how you would see that these are allocating from the past, back to 2006. So if you're looking at your 1-year crediting historical options, you'll see it's kind of changed every year which one is ended on top for that year. And then you have your 2-year crediting strategy, which is Morgan Stanley and Barclays. And you'll see they flip-flop. Some years Morgan Stanley does awesome, but really Barclays isn't too far behind. So the point to this is diversification within your strategies. And we do want to point that out within this product. So those people that choose just one strategy allocation, you'll see here the colors coordinate. So if you decided just to do the S&P annual point to point, this was the average credit return. So your client's getting 1.74% annually. Not great, but to each their own, whatever they decide to do. All the way up to, you look at the participation rate, and I believe this is this one's the Morgan Stanley. So the Morgan Stanley 6.54. Again, not a terrible return. Most people are comfortable with that. But if you go into diversifying your portfolio, you can see here your average interest rate of return over the past 10 years. They did an analysis that if you decided to, we'll look at the Barclays and Morgan Stanley, since that's kind of our focus of the indexes, you've got a 5.84% return if you were to allocate it to the 2-year strategy within both of them. So again, we'll go back to this one. You're looking at a 6.5% return potentially just within Morgan Stanley, or a 5.14 just in Barclays. And these are a little bit lower with that, with the risk that, Morgan Stanley could strike out, because this is hypothetical. But you can see diversification really does increase your clients' chances of gaining more of a return. So the Morgan Stanley index, again, a little bit different from the Barclays. It's still based on more modern portfolio theory. It uses sector ETFs. It's a daily monitoring, just like Barclays. Obviously has a little bit higher volatility. And then there's an increased participation within it simply just because it's more volatile. Barclays Trailblazer Sector 5, we follow 3 Ps, the professor, Harry Markowitz, the process, which is that rebalancing. It is a daily rebalance. So each day they can look at it and say, ooh, it's more volatile, or ooh, we could get more out of it. And there's a algorithm behind it, and it'll rebalance on a daily basis. The Morgan Stanley is a monthly rebalance. So again, a little bit different there. And then the performance of it obviously is going to be more consistent, more of your doubles and triples. And it's simple. It's a reasonable, consistent return in a low interest and volatile market. I mean, if you look at this past year and how crazy the markets went with everything that occurred, I'll hop to this first. This is for the question of what's underlying within the Barclays. This is our equity bond allocation. So I'll pause it here for a second just so you guys can see. We've got some ETFs, we've got some energy, technology, equity based, and then obviously you have your cash. So if you're going above 5% or it's going below 5%, they can always allocate to the cash to ensure that it's balancing out appropriately. So what I was previously saying, even with the crazy returns of what was happening, as you can see, we are negative year to date at this point, just with how unstable and volatile the market's been. You can see 50% of it has been allocated to the cash column simply to make sure that it's giving that easy, consistent return. But the 2-year return year to date is 13.59%. So if you put that into perspective of the Accumulator Plus, you're getting 120% of that for your client. Not too shabby over a 2-year return. So especially with the volatile environment that we've had. And again, it provides what they allocated to within this. I do get this weekly. So if for some reason you guys are curious where it's at, I can certainly send this out to Laura or whoever, and she can send it out. And then also there is the ticker symbol that you can follow, just like any other index out there. So just a quick recap, Morgan Stanley is more US equity focused. Barclays multi-asset equity and fixed income, volatility control 20% versus your 5%, and is rebalanced by equity sector, while Barclays is rebalanced by sectors and asset classes. And then to sum up and bring it home for the Flex Accumulator, so it is suited for clients needing accumulation protection. They want the liquidity and the early access, the predictability of the unexpected healthcare costs. We have the Morgan Stanley and the Barclays, which again, 2 similar yet very different indexes to help diversify your client's portfolio. And then obviously the enhanced death benefit for no additional charge, which is, I mean, really the client could look at this and, maybe not want that, but it doesn't matter. You're not paying for it, right? So they have that extra protection that they have this enhanced death benefit if something were to occur. We do have a landing page for the Flex Accumulator. So, and I can send that to Laura after this too, to send out. Basically, you just click on the link. It'll take you to the website here. And all you have to do is there's all the marketing material. You got your consumer brochure, your product detail, your interest rates. It will take you to the index crediting website. So your Barclays or your Morgan Stanley, it's a one-stop shop area for you for this particular product, which is nice to have. And then here are the credit rates for those that are interested. Again, your Morgan Stanley, you're looking at a 40% par, 70%, 85% with the 2-year in charge. Again, this is all out on our website and on the landing page that you can go and grab, and then will be applicable to illustration scenarios as well. So again, I am Heidi Benson. I am the Senior Internal Wholesaler here with F&G. I do support IAMS, and so if you have questions, concerns, need case design, product information, illustrations, obviously go to IAMS first for your, your initial, as they're your support group, but always here to help. I report up to Christine Grinds, who's our National Account VP. She also oversees this account and is always happy to help too. When we get back to normal, post-pandemic, she will be out on the road more. But certainly we are here for support for IAMS and whatever is needed. So with that, compliance will love me because I did put disclosures in here. It's always good for those that want to keep it regulatory. And I want to thank you guys so much for your time today, and thank you, Laura, for having me.
There were just a couple more questions that came in. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Absolutely, you're good.
I know I asked you up front before the meeting about this, but someone did ask about trails, so I'll let you touch on that.
Yep. So we actually just launched our broker-dealer financial institution channel, which trails are required. So we finally got systematically, we are able to do them. They just haven't implemented it on our brokerage side yet. We are told here in 2020, so I'm not going to put a quarter, a month on it because they haven't quite given me that yet, but we are told we are going to institute trails here in 2021. So TBD.
Perfect. And then one other question that came in is someone had questions that if F&G will handle any inherited IRAs when death occurred in 2021, and if so, what products would you allow that on?
Yep. So if it is a spousal inherited IRA with death in 2020, we will allow no income riders. So the Flex Accumulator would work, the Accumulator Plus would work, and have our accumulation with no income product. If it is a non-spouse inherited or stretch IRA, we will not allow. We have not come to an agreement of, understanding the 10-year payout, everything like that. I know that there's discussions of can we, somehow put a stipulation on it, but at this time it is a no for non-spousal inherited of 2020 death and beyond.
Well, that is all the questions. I will let everyone who's on here know that you will be getting an email following the meeting today from Jeremiah, my assistant here in the office. It's going to include the marketing materials for both products, the rate sheets, state approvals, things like that. So you will be seeing an email come over from him. And then if you do have any questions or a case you want to work on, you can email him back or give me a call. I'd love to help do some design work with you. So again, I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know your time's valuable. And thank you, Heidi, for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.